Hello, everyone. I am so excited. I am here with my group, collectively known as Holistically Speaking, and we are launching that project that we've been working on all year for you today. Today, I am so
Yeah.
excited. So, again, just to introduce who we are, I'm Reynelda Jones. I am a licensed clinical social worker located in the state of Michigan. And I work with professional women and leaders who want to improve their mood, often dealing with anxiety, high levels of stress, and PTSD. So, I work on whole body wellness with them. And I'll have Dr. Catherine introduce herself.
I am Dr. Katherine Jackson. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and a board certified neurotherapist. And I work with individuals and groups, helping them to rewire their brains, their mindsets, and their behaviors with a focus on holistic wellness and the brain. And so I just want to do a quick recap, ladies. Is that all right? Like, is it okay to recap? Because we've had some really cool get togethers so far. And if you guys out there missed it, we've had two other lives. We started at the beginning of this year. No, we started one before the new year,
Yep,
right?
in
Yeah.
December, we did an introduction.
See, this is why it's nice to be with a team.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Free
correct
brain.
you and help you with your memory. So we started one before the new year, and then another one we had at the beginning of the new year. And so we talked about the holidays, we talked about family memories, meals, and boundaries around food. Very important boundaries,
Yes,
especially around the holidays. And
yes.
so I'm just gonna pass this old microphone on over to Sheila.
Hi, I'm Sheila Izlev. I'm an occupational therapist and I'm based in San Francisco, but I work with adults in the state of California, just working on wellness and mental health. Occupational therapy is a little mysterious, but we work in conjunction. This is why the three of us work so well together because we work in conjunction with other mental health therapists. So I work with adults primarily over telehealth. Really anything that you want to work on to feel like your day is full, your life is full. It's really functional, little different than other therapists than that I work short term. So you're working with me for a month or two, and then you've got all the tools and you're working on your own. So, what we are doing in this really exciting launch that we are going live today to talk about, and I have to shout out, Reynelda, do you have a special announcement, something that happened today before we
Yes,
say
yes.
what is in it?
We
What,
already
before
have
we talk about it?
we already have people ready and have purchase of
Yep.
this ebook. I'm so
Yes.
People are hungry for knowledge. They're just hungry in general, which relates to our book. But before we go on, if you are just joining us and you're thinking about purchasing this book or you're just interested in this book, make sure to add a purple heart so we'll know that you're here to support
Yes, Purple
Yes,
Heart.
in the
us. Yeah,
comments, Purple
yeah.
Heart. And each of us are selling the book respectively. So if you want to purchase the book from Sheila, you can purchase it directly from her. If you want to purchase it from Reynelda, you can purchase it directly from her. If you want to purchase it from me, you can purchase it directly from me. And so we're going to be sharing the links of where you go so you guys are not confused. You don't have to go scrambling around looking all over the place for this information. So I don't know. Back to you, Sheila.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's available for download right now. You go to each of our websites to support whoever you want to support. And so in this book, right, that's the most important part. In this book, we are sharing a little bit about just that connection of food and mood. And so we would like you to kind of get a pep in your step, improve your mood, improve your overall health. So we talk a little bit about that, and we take our own stories, our own histories, and we're sharing some of our favorite recipes with you. Some recipes that are really meaningful to us. They come from our cultural backgrounds, our family traditions, foods that we enjoy, foods that make us personally feel good. And that tastes good, okay? Because let's like not lie about this. A lot of like the healthcare industry is eating stuff that isn't always tasty. So we want it to taste good. We want you to feel good. So we've taken pieces of ourselves and put together 6 different recipes for you. Again, we share a little bit of our stories, where these recipes come from, and how the different ingredients within these recipes can benefit your health, can make you feel better. I want to stress that the ingredients that we have listed are things that you should have in your pantry. If you don't and you're going out and getting them, these are ingredients that you can use for other things. A lot of the times, these recipes have things that you go and you buy one time and you're like, okay, what do I do with the rest of this? That is not it. These are tasty, accessible things that you can use for other foods.
I love that. Yeah, the no waste part of it.
Yeah, that's one of my pet peeves, Sheila, is buying, like, find this great recipe and then this item that I only use this one time. So now I got this big bottle, but what do I do with it? I don't know anything else about it. So that's one of the great things about this ebook, because we have things that you can find anywhere. You can use it anytime with multiple recipes.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 And so
I like no waste. So, you know, like use as much as you can, use what's already there. If you bought something specifically for this a specific recipe, it's probably gonna go to waste eventually, because when else are you gonna make that specific recipe again? And when are you gonna use something else with it? Like when people are these obscure things that take you forever to find and forever, you know, like to purchase it and get it to your house. You know, it can make for a really delicious something, but if you don't have any other way or any other dish to use it with, it's probably going to go to waste. So that's what I love the most about it, about that whole thing. So sorry, Reynelda.
Oh, no, you're fine. Ladies, do you mind if we give them like a peek at what we've created?
Yes, please.
Please,
Okay,
please.
let me get there. Let's see. Okay, so if you plan on buying this book, this is what you will get. I'm just going to be showing like the first couple pages, because the recipe, you have to pay for those. And if you can buy a Starbucks or a coffee for more than $5, then you can get this book too. But one of the great things about having this book, if you listen to some of our previous videos, as Dr. Catherine's mentioned, we have our personal touches in here about family memories. Our last video covered family memories and holiday meals. And so we have specific recipes in this particular book with small stories about how they made us feel. I'll give you an example. So one of the recipes that I have in here is a very quick recipe made with spinach. I know people are saying, spinach, but it's a very good recipe and it takes less than 5 minutes to make. But I have my own little personal story about Popeye the Sailor Man when I was growing up trying to eat that can of spinach. And have you ever had a can of spinach? It is not the same as fresh spinach. So we're trying to give you foods that are whole foods that are as natural as possible to help you improve your wellness.
Yes.
But anything that you ladies would like to share before I move on?
Well, I do have to add, because you mentioned that Starbucks cup. So this book it's $5, right? And we spent a lot of time putting it together. There are major pieces of us in it. And so, you know, I think it is $5. That's not very much, but it has, I think, so much value. And it's just, I think it's different than anything out there, because it's got education, information, and recipes that you can actually use. And they're tasty.
And you know what I like about it is that, again, it's $5, but that $5 could go a long way into springboarding like your wellness. So sometimes, like, I've found like the smallest thing that, like, if I fell off and I started eating too much junk food, or started just not being on my regular regimen with eating, one thing can spark it. And so this book will be a good way to spark and get back on track with some of your healthier eatings. And like we said in our last two our recordings, our last two lives, we're not saying don't have the fun stuff. We're not saying don't have the good stuff. Like I have an uncle who says everything that's like with a Y, like cheesy, gooey, all the stuff is the bad stuff. We're not saying stay away from those things. We're just saying incorporate more of the healthier stuff for your overall wellness.
And I think this does that. It gives you ideas for recipes. Hopefully you're willing to try them out, where you can feel full, you can feel good, and it can taste good. It can be enjoyable. So it can kind of kickstart that journey for you if you're not quite there yet. Like, wait, I can actually do this. And these are not hard recipes.
Not at all.
Very simple. And you can make them for just yourself or even your family. And we talked about those family events where you may not even have healthy foods. You can always bring some of these dishes as an option. Yeah. So one of the soups that is in the recipe book is called taco soup. People know I love that taco soup. But I went to a workshop and brought taco soup when I was talking about nutrition and mental health. And now this one lady from there, every time she sees me, she says, "Aren't you the taco soup lady?" So, hey, if it's helping with memories like that, you need to take this soup on over to your family or any other dish that we established in this book.
I love it. And Carrie, I did the. Okay, guys, don't beat me up, okay? Because I did the salad and I did the dessert. See, balance, right? Balance. And so when I did that carrot, the carrot cake cookies is a recipe that is in there, and I did that because my mom, she loves carrot cakes. And I like to juice from time to time. And so I will juice carrots. And I needed a way, again, to repurpose and not waste the pulp. I use the pulp as the filler, and I use all of that as part of what goes into the carrot cake cookies. So no waste. And so get the book. Get the book. Only $5, guys. Only $5. So, and it's less than a cup of coffee. So just come on and get the book.
Love it. Get the book. And I didn't talk about my recipes, but one of my favorites, and it is cold right now. It is cold right now. So one of my recipes is masala chai, which in India, it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. It's always hot. You're still drinking hot tea, right? But it has fresh ginger in it, which is really good for immune health. And so I love when I have ginger for recipes, I'll just cut a piece of ginger and I throw it into my morning smoothies. And so just like Dr. Catherine said, she's taking what would be food waste and turning it into a recipe. But if you have some of these extra ingredients, even greens, you can throw some vegetables in a smoothie too. But things like ginger, ingredients that you're not using by the handful, but you have to buy in bigger sizes, you just throw that stuff into smoothies. If you have some extras, you can throw it into a salad, turn something into a snack. But again, a lot of these ingredients really just are based on improving your health, improving your mood. And if a piece of something is tasty, throw it in something different. I have spiced nuts because I like to snack. I don't like big meals, keeping you full, but you can toss that over a salad too. You can toss that over a soup. So a lot of this stuff, you really can use the little ingredients or you can kind of share, right?
Yeah.
Sharon. Get it now, download it now. It's only $5.
Right. And if you're a minimalist or eco-friendly person, having an ebook, I mean, there's no paper, so there's no waste with that. You're also not wasting any ingredients. There are so many benefits to having this ebook. I am so excited, but I do have to put a disclaimer. Now, we are mental health therapists, we are occupational therapists, psychologists, and one thing that we are not are nutritionists, but we have been trained in nutrition and mental health. Just like Sheila's consuming water right now. We all need it. One of the things that I do talk about with my own clientele is that I'm not really removing foods. I'm actually adding foods. Just think of all the abundance when you can add and incorporate more nutrients to your life.
Yeah, and that abundance extends to that brain body connection. We have to eat certain foods to fuel the body. Well, it starts with the brain, and the brain is controlling everything else. And so, what you want to do is make sure you're enjoy the good stuff. Like I'm never gonna say don't enjoy the good stuff, but enjoy the good stuff. But put in a lot of actual beneficial foods as well. We gotta feed our brains. I think about days when my water is lower. I know you guys, ladies, have been through it too. I know you have. And so when my water is low, I can feel it. I feel lethargic. I feel less energy. I feel, and sometimes I'm wondering, like, what's going on? And you haven't eaten your lunch. Like, it's time to eat. So you want to make sure that you're fueling yourself throughout the day.
Yeah, and I want to add, because we talked about this at our last live, is that it really isn't about restrictions. It's not about punishment, right? Because
Mhm.
I mean, food is critical to your health, but it's such an important part of just our lives, right? That's how we bond. Sometimes it's how we even communicate, right? We talked about this, right? You show people love by feeding them. We each had our own stories about that last time. And so we want you to love yourself. We want you to have nourishing foods. We want it to taste good. We want it to feel good. So this is exactly what you said, Dr. Catherine. It's about or both of you, sorry, it's about adding foods, but adding things that are colorful, that taste delicious, and again, that make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I want to show the book one more time. And if
Yes,
you're
you do.
just joining us, welcome to our launch. I'm just so excited about this book. So
And if you plan to get the book, did you say a purple heart,
a
Reynelda?
Purple
Yes,
Heart,
put a
yeah.
purple heart in the comment
Ooh,
section if you're planning on getting the book today. Just $5. It's I believe it's less than the cup of a Starbucks coffee,
well, and I want
especially
to
with
say,
the big one.
if you downloaded the book, put up a green heart.
Oh,
Download the book.
yes,
A green
yes. If
heart.
you
So we
already got the book, put a green heart.
and if you have questions about anything that we've put in the book, or you're just wondering more information, make sure to put that in the comments too, because we are here for it. So this is our book. This is the Mood Boosting Foods, Lean and Clean Recipes to Improve Mood. And remember, we are not here to put restrictions on you, but to add an abundance of nutritional, healthy medicine, food as medicine into our bodies. And we have our own information here, so you can learn a little bit about what we do with our own clientele or how we work with our community.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't want to put too much. I'll show you the table of contents, but you're going to have to get the book to get the full and complete recipe. So in our table of contents, we have information about mental health and
Sneak peek,
nutrition.
Renell, just a sneak peek.
Just a sneak. I'm not telling everything now. In
Don't
fact,
give it
let me
away.
make this bigger so you can only get a few more, inches. Um, you can also see Dr. Catherine's salad, which is a mango berry. Sounds delicious. And we also have taco soup. And if we were to scroll down, you will see a lot more than that. But that is for your viewing only to paid customers. So, um, but I want to share a little bit about what inspired me to introduce this book to the ladies on the platform, and then they can share what inspired them to even join in with supporting me in this. So I have always, I like to cook. When the shutdown happened, I was actually going live on my own personal Facebook page, uh, cooking live and finding cookbooks that were like historical, or like people who were older than me, a lot older than me, in their communities. And so I was just, having a blast. But also, I was working on my certification, and I'm like, man, this information is good, but I need a little more than salt and pepper, because that is nothing. you know, Everyone that was teaching me about nutrition and mental health was not providing me with things that were similar to my household or my culture, or that was really important to me. Flavor is important to me. And so I'm like, I have to find a way to find other people that have the same certification, doing the similar things, seeing what they're doing, but also how can I reach my people or my clients with wanting to even try healthier foods. Sometimes we don't want to try the healthy things because we're thinking that it's bland or
Yeah.
that it doesn't have much flavor at all. And so I'm so glad that Dr. Catherine and Sheila, were able to like join me in this because it really made a difference and it really motivated me to like, we got to get this project started. This is what I'm thinking. And they said, yeah, we want to do that too. So Sheila, what about you? Like, what brought you into it?
Well, I just want to thank you for the invitation because you just brought us together in the first place. Like you found us, you were looking for people that looked like you to say, hey, I'm in this health and wellness industry. Like, what can we do differently? What can we do to make it more accessible to people like us? Because reality is, I'm not knocking kale. There are some good kale recipes, but if all you're doing is eating kale, it's not going to last very long. Okay. Like food needs to taste good. And so for me, I have a really personal connection with this. So my dad was terminal. Last year, we got some really bad news. And my dad literally, they said he had at most like weeks to live. And my dad wasn't ready to go. Multiple chronic health issues. And so we changed his diet. I was on him, very strict. This man was 86 years old. How do you change the eating habits of an 86-year-old, right? It is not easy. So we changed his diet, got really creative, and followed very, very, very strict guidelines, but made the food taste good. Otherwise, he wouldn't eat it. He wouldn't touch it. So it's like, okay, well, if you don't eat, you're not gonna do well. But if you eat the things that you love that are shutting down your kidneys, that are making that are impacting your blood pressure, that are really affecting like all the organs inside of your body, including your brain, you're not going to do well either. And so for me, it was really, how do I help this person enjoy food, enjoy the days that he has left in life? He needs food to survive, but it needs to taste good. Otherwise, this just isn't going to work. And we extended his life by 4 months. I think that's pretty significant. So for me, it's really personal, recognizing Asian, South Asian, Black people, Latinx people, like each of us in our communities, we have these traditional foods. And so you can't just tell us, okay, cut all of that out because it's going to improve your health. No, we need it to work for us because it's really hard to live life with your family, with your friends, if you're coming in with your plain old salad with nothing fun. So you need to be able to enjoy yourself. And so for me, it really was about, how do you mix culture and health? How do you make it work for you? You can't just take any old recipe and deal with it. You need to make it work for you. Yeah. What about you, Dr. Catherine?
So for me, with joining, I knew it was a small niche at that time, and I was like, and I didn't know of other people who were getting it. In fact, I think it was only maybe 2 other people of color, and the room was large when I went to get the training, and then later went on for the certification. So I knew it was so small. So when I saw how I saw the APB, I don't know, because in a lot of these spaces where we post things get lost. And it was meant to be. Like when I saw it, and I'm so glad that you posted it, and that I answered the call. It has been absolutely wonderful getting to know both of you ladies, and to do this with the both of you. And I have been talking about mental health in sessions with patients for a long time. And so I went for the certification, for the training, and then for the certification to make, everything nice and official. But once we joined forces, like what Reynelda was saying, it helps to that people can see, like, that you're out here, you're talking about food and how it impacts mental wellness for me and the brain overall. So that was why, I was like, yes. And honestly, I have a friend who says all the time, we can go further together. You can go further when it's together. So I probably would still be sitting on that certification, and I just renewed it too. Like, I've had it for a little while, And I would still be sitting on that certification.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh, what am I going to do? What to do? It's so much better to put these three minds together, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
we all do it like together. It's and much more fun. I don't know. You guys might not agree. I might be too
Oh,
difficult.
no.
No. It's definitely more fun.
Yeah, I think we have fun when we're meeting and talking. But you did mention something, because you went to your training and had several people that look like you. But at every training I've been to that talked about nutrition and mental health, I've been the only Black person. So I was like, hell no! Like,
There were two
no
others.
food tastes
One
good, but
man was
I need a little extra
surprised.
spice here.
Wow. I wonder if it's a Michigan thing.
Well, I'm in West Michigan, so it is it's a little less diverse than if I was to be in the side East Michigan, where Detroit and all those other areas. So yeah, so I'm usually the only Black person, and but who's best to talk to my culture about our food and how we can make changes or improvements is I have the voice to talk with them because we
Yeah.
can relate. So I think that's the key.
And
There was one Black male and one other Black
Yeah,
female
it
of
wasn't none of
mine.
that. Wasn't none
And
of
I
that.
was surprised too, Reynelda. I was surprised too. And it was a couple of other people of color. I was surprised because often when I go to different conferences and workshops and on, I'm the only Black person. And sometimes I'm the only person of color. So,
Yeah.
wow. I thought that was the norm. Like more people of color are getting the food stuff.
Yeah.
And I just have to put it out there, just in general, mental health in general isn't always accessible to people of color, right?
Yeah.
Because of their providers don't necessarily understand their lifestyles and their way of learning. And I think this is what drew us to just do what we do for a living, but then we wanted to add this layer of certification, this additional specialty, so that we're not just addressing traditional mental health, traditional, because I address physical health as well, but really adding on that layer of food because it's so significant. So, like, we did this because we really wanted to get personal. We wanted to make sure that everybody, especially people that look like us, feel like, you know what,
Yeah.
I can actually do this too. I can take care of my health. I can take care of myself. And it's not going to be painful and it's not going to be difficult. And it's going to be tailored to my needs and the way that I live.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we could go on and
Yes.
on for a long, long time. And whenever we get together, that's what happens when we meet. But we want you guys to go ahead and purchase the book. If you want to get the book from Reynelda, this is the link. Write it down, Reynelda. Yep. If you want to get and support by getting the book from Sheila, here you go. Get the book.
Oh,
That's Sheila's link.
I'm confused. So what do you point down?
I don't know what to tell you.
I can't figure it out.
Left hand.
And if you want to get the book, this is how we do, guys. This is how we do. It's always a good time.
You're real people.
If you want to get the book and support getting the book from me, we're each selling the book. So this is my link. I don't know if mine is right.
Yep. I did it.
There you go. And if you're feeling generous, you can buy a book from each of us.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can gift a copy to somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is no competition. We collaborate and we're just out here trying to share the information for everybody's overall wellness and how food helps affect everything. And so we offer a whole lot of other services too. The book, we kept it at a very minimal price because we wanted to make it accessible for everybody. Almost everybody can afford $5. Especially like we get our lunch that's more than $5, we get that coffee that's more than $5, and we can all afford something for $5. And we wanted to make sure. So we could have charged a whole lot for this book, but we made it low to make it accessible. And so reach out to us if you want us to help you with anything else that is related to food, mood, wellness. This is your trio. This is your go-to trio, right? Holistically speaking.
Yeah.
And because we offer more than just the book, we do consultations and we do corporate work. So we're here, guys. Anybody want to share anything else?
Wellness workshops. And then I have to shout out to the both of you because this is my first product ever, but Dr. Catherine Jackson and Reynelda both have some really amazing products. So you need to go to their websites and check them out too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys, we're not going to hold your Saturday up, and we are going to go have the after party celebration.
So download now.
So download the books.
Yeah, we want to see those green hearts up. Green hearts once you downloaded.
Yeah. And you guys take care. We will see you guys again on our next live.